Good morning and Happy New Year's, baby, and oh, it's time. Oh, it's finally time. Snapshot season is back. In today's snapshot, we're looking at an updated Armadillo, a ton of dog changes, some breezy stuff, and maybe a hint at the next big 1.21 Overhaul. And hey, no flipping way, I didn't even notice it. We've got a special guest here today, too. Say hi, Peter.
Hi, it's me, Peter.
All right, Peter, that's enough now. I'm the star of the show today. Thank you for joining us. Tap like, and let's go. The very first thing you will notice inside of a new Minecraft snapshot is inside of the menu. When you slide in... Alright, maybe you won't notice it. Truly, the devs are kicking things off with a bang because, banger feature... Okay, well, the first thing in the menu is meant to be selected right from the bat. Maybe I'm misinterpreting this one. Let's move on. The spawn chunks of a world. This is a relatively technical thing, but AKA, it's where your world starts. Traditionally, these spawn chunks will always be loaded inside of your world. My spawn chunks, I think they're on that beautiful Lovin' Hill over there somewhere, I don't know. Now, prior to this snapshot, this spawn chunks was a 19 by 19 entity ticking chunk area at world spawn. It is now 3 by 3. For this example, let's pretend this chunk that I'm in is my spawn chunk of the world. In a 3 by 3 radius, so like one over that way, one that way, and so on, all of these 9 chunks right over here will always be loaded in. However, game rule, spawn chunk radius. This value is an adjustable value. It could be all the way down to 0, which will eliminate all spawn chunks never being loaded, but improving performance greatly. Or you could go ahead and up that all the way to 32 if you want, which is gonna really probably make your world lag, to be honest, keeping spawn chunks always loaded, but it's like a big space. It seems like, from the looks of the changelog, the devs kept the technical players in mind. If you want to put it back to the modern defaults, it's now going to be 2. The old-fashioned one, it was 10. It almost reads like the devs wanted to completely do away with spawn chunks. However, they do know that some players use them for farms and such, so they decided to go ahead and just make it a game rule. This is actually a fire way to do a change like this, and big props to Mojang. You gotta love it. In the world of other commands, the HUD command over on Minecraft Bedrock Edition, unfortunately, it still has not appeared over here. If you know about that command, it basically has to do with like the hotbar. You could say hide the health, but leave everything else there, and so on. Now, our next stop of the day sends us over to, of all places, the Badlands biome, because the very first Badlands update has finally made it to the snapshot, and look at that, it's not even that uncommon either. Inside of this snapshot, the Armadillo has been expanded. We love to see it. Ever since what Mojang did with the sniffer in last year's mob vote, where they like really stuck to the whole, the flowers are just decorational thing, I was very nervous for the future mob votes. Like, the Armadillo is just chained to only being wolf armor, only savanna. The next time you're out inside of your world looking around desperately for the Armadillo, consider checking the Badlands biome as well for that beautiful new texture. What do you guys think? The new Armadillo texture. So when it's in ball form, the head and the toes still pop out. I love that. The new like texture though, the eyes are moved to the side. That's the biggest difference. But then we also have a little bit of shading stuff going on. Check this out. This is some old Armadillo texture. And then right here, again, that glorious, beautiful new texture. I think the new texture is improvement. I do think it's a little bit nicer. We have to see it. The adorable baby Armadillo. Oh, it's so tiny still. It's like perfection. I think no matter what, the baby Armadillo was always perfect. But yeah, the grown-up one now with the eyes on the side, I do feel like this makes a whole lot more sense and probably matches with other Minecraft mobs. For example, the 1.17 pack, they go to the axolotl with the eyes on the side of the mob. Well, I guess the axolotl kind of reaches around the side, doesn't it? Anyways, I think it looks beautiful, but what do you think? Let me know down below. Next up, check this out. In another instance of Mojang listening to the community, you know how like armadillos like to be bred with spider eye? Well, spiders know this now, and they're naturally and inherently terrified of the armadillo as long as it's not in the ball. If it's in the ball, the spider doesn't care, but as soon as it pops out of this ball, the spider actually like runs away from it. Both variants as well. Oh, that is beautiful. That's such a nice small attention to detail with like the lore of this mob eating spider eyes and all. This is also almost like, if you think about it, an evolution for the spider. The brain gets a little bit bigger for this buddy right here. As if we needed anything bigger about this spider. I just love it. It's so simple and small, but attention to detail, quality of feature. I love it. Scanning through the bug fixes of this snapshot, of which there are 59. There's a whole lot of bug fixes. I was really hoping that this would have maybe meant that they fixed the whole cats and creepers. Like, creepers don't consistently run away, breaking a lot of farms. But yeah, unfortunately, no. There's no bug fixes like that. but a lot of Armadillo bug fixes and polishing here, so that's great for 1.20.5. The other Armadillo thing you might be curious about is the whole brushing mechanic, and yeah, no, that still has not been changed. No cooldown at all, and 4 scoot per single, 4 scoot per brush. Thanks, Peter, you gotta be careful. Alright, so next up, let's move on. Snap continues with a beautiful change. First up, previously, this is what it looked like. Take a good look at the dogs, their collars, everything like that, and then, my friends, welcome to the modern era. The dog collar, the collars and all these things. Ooh, we got a clean gradient now, and it wraps around the side of the dog as well. No longer like a flat color, looking like the old retro era. And again, no, sheep, get out of here. You ruined my beautiful setup. No. Oh, come on, man. I hate you. Alrighty then. Well, anyways, you kind of get the point though. The shading on the colors is so much better and more lively and kind of more perfect now. I love it. The only downside about this one is the white collar. Previously, it would like almost disappear. Now it doesn't really disappear, but I mean, I guess it still kind of qualifies. If you want that wolf that almost looks like it has no collar on at all, you could still use white. It's just not as perfect as before. Next up, let's take a look at this dog armor scoot stuff, because this stuff has changed. When it comes to the scoot item, I think it might have been lightened, but I can't tell at the same time. Texture very similar. However, this texture, boom, completely shifted. Now I can actually see how this thing is actually meant to be like dog armor. You can see like the legs and, you know, like the head of the fursuit, the back of it, all of that kind of stuff. Over here, our dear little friend, we go ahead and put it on the dog, the new texture. It's new, cleaned up, a little bit brighter, and I think it's all around the better. Taking a look at this thing right here, and then the old screenshot previously, current day, yeah, I mean, I think it's an improvement for sure. We still can't dye the armor, which is tragic, but idea. Somebody, please send my snapshot video to Mojang, because check this out. Here's an idea. With the dog armor, when we're crafting it, what if it maybe they don't want to do the whole dye ability mechanic? What if you like drop a dye up top and it will one time only dye the armor? That way, like, you craft the yellow dog armor, you make the decision that you want it to be yellow. If you want a different color, you go make the armadillo farm. I don't know, I feel like it kind of promotes the whole, like, making different farms, exploring the features more, and everything like that. Also, the community then gets their way when it comes to, like, a colorable, customizable dog armor. I think it's a beautiful idea that Peter Griffin had. Now, tragically, when it comes to dog armor, everything like that, nothing else has been changed statistically. Dog can still survive explosion, but oh, the poor thing. It sounds so sad, and the tail, yeah, it barely survived. Now, high-key, enchanting is kind of an ancient Minecraft mechanic. A lot of people have always been pointing out that maybe it could use a little bit of touching up. In fact, other than, of course, the addition of, like, new enchantments and other minor, like, texture changes, I think the last enchanting update that happened is when it's like a million years ago when they completely reworked how many levels it costs to actually, like, enchant your wooden shovel. Pretty crazy. Nestled, tucked deeply inside of the changelog for today's snapshot, a little bit of tinfoil hat and speculation. Item tags. This is related to the new data pack version stuff. A bunch of brand new item tags controlling what enchantments can be added to what gear. I don't know if this is looking at an enchanting update inside of the trials and chambers update, whatever you call it. I'm not sure if that's what they're getting at, but look, with an update all about combat, it definitely feels like maybe reworking some of the enchantments, it might make a little bit of sense. And speaking of Minecraft 1.21, well, actually, we'll talk about that later. Keep it in mind, we'll come back to it. In the world of other technical things, a delicious sounding thing called cookie packets were added to the game. Not gonna lie, I don't fully understand all of this technical related stuff right here, but here it is, and maybe you're just genius or something, and you get it all. Inside of this brand new snapshot, we also got a handful of new entity type tags, things like illager friends, or in other words, a tag to a mob that'll say, hey, illagers don't attack me, we're their friends, and other tags like that, like impaling. When it comes to bug fixes in the snapshot, I was combing through them slowly, single bug fix by single bug fix, but I can't really necessarily find a bunch of ones that are specifically notable. Maybe the most interesting one for today's snapshot has to do with the copper grate. And over here inside of the crafting table, if we go ahead and place the blocks like that, we get 4 copper grates. Over here in the stone cutter, if I go ahead and put 1 single block, I get 1 single copper. Great. Oh, it's so sad and painful. You used to get 4 copper grates. Whoever reported that bug, I hate you. I despise you. How could you do that to me? This copper grates got so much more expensive. I feel like it should be like this cut copper. Like, come on, man. Come on. Just let us have a little bit of extra copper grates. What's the big deal? Stop being so stingy with all the resources. Just come on, man. Hey, wait, what's that? Peter Griffin said the same person who reported that one is the one who told Mojang about fireflies. Come on, Peter. Stop spreading rumors. That's, like, very harsh and just divisive. Not good. Come on, man, Peter. Stop. You're mean. So the very first thing that I noticed inside of this snapshot here today is, in addition to a big bundle, did somebody say bundle? A bundle. So when creating a brand new world, tragically the bundle, there were no changes in the snapshot, at least that I know of. It's still a separate toggle. However, the villager updates that seemingly were abandoned, well, baby, they're back. Baby, they're back, kind of. Unfortunately, no new, like, farmer, villager rework or revamp or anything like that. However, we do have a rework for the armorer villager. If I could get a single villager to want to claim one of these two workstations, beautiful, then we can go ahead and start leveling. Now, it's going to be different for every single biome, like the specific trades that are being offered. Hopefully, the meadow biome will offer, like, a trade that I'm looking for. Alrighty then, fine, hold your secrets. You don't buy any armor from me. However, the taiga armorer villager definitely does. Alright, so check this out. After leveling this taiga armor up for a little while, we see this trade. This trade has been here. Let's say maybe me, as Peter Griffin, had my diamond armor on. Then let's say for lore reasons, I flew up into the sky a little bit as Peter Griffin, then fell, and unfortunately, it did nothing to my armor. Okay. Instead, maybe here, let's say as Peter Griffin, I walked into Sweet Berry Bush. It was very sad. And then my armor, it took a little bit of durability damage. Well, check this out, because thanks to armor swapping, the villager doesn't care if these boots are damaged now at all. It will still definitely take my boots and give me a brand new piece of leggings. And same thing's gonna go over the leggings and all the other ones. This is huge. This could mean, theoretically, as long as I guess your diamond armor is unenchanted, you could have the damage of your armor, the durability, like all the way down near 0 or whatever, and still be able to exchange it for something else, brand new. I feel like this is such a nice thing and actually maybe makes this armorer villager a little bit more useful. I mean, sure, it's not every day that you're going to like go over to the armorer villager and want to buy diamond armor or trade it to this guy or whatever, but maybe you have a piece that got a little bit too damaged before you enchanted it. Well, no big deal. Level one of these guys up and maybe you'll be able to exchange it for something a little bit better. Last but not least today, Minecraft 1.21. So 1.21, not too much has happened quite yet, but I don't think that's reason to be alarmed. Last year, inside of basically the equivalent snapshot 23W038, no new 1.20 features were added. However, 1 week later last year, so maybe next week this year, armor trims were added to the game. Maybe a 1.21 surprise is coming very, very soon. So subscribe and turn notifications on. Over here, inside of the trial chambers, aside from some bug fixes, the breeze will now officially block all particles, and when a particle is bounced off of it, it's meant to be bounced off and sent right back to whoever shot it at the breeze initially. So let's say maybe in a more calm, less distraction environment, we have the breeze right here. If I take this arrow and try and shoot the breeze, yeah, it kind of like bounces right back, but like not too like quickly. Meaning like you would have to be pretty close to this guy for the projectile to actually hurt you. I feel like the projectile should maybe bounce back a little bit quicker, so it's almost like a challenge with the breeze, a big punishment. If you don't know what you're doing, you're gonna get hurt. However, unfortunately, I hate to end in black and white, but the breeze still does not have a drop or nothing like that, and the trial chamber's loot is still despicable, so hopefully soon. What do you think about the brand new Armadillo? How about those brand new collars? You love them or what? Call them down below. Tap like and subscribe for more videos just like this one. It's Snapshot Season, baby. Patrons get early access to the guide series, channel members the occasional bonus video, and world downloads. Until next time, it's been me, Waddles. I'll see you tomorrow. Goodbye.